What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mori, and I am back with another hairstyle. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a 2x6 closure quick weave at home. But before we get into this video, I need you guys to hit that subscribe button, like this video up, and talk to me in the comments. So this is the closure. I did end up going with body wave hair. This is a 16-inch closure. I did end up bleaching the knots on the closure, and then we have 3 bundles, 18 inches, 20 inches, and 22 inches. These bundles were really nice. They were soft, very thick and full. I give these about an 8 out of 10. These are good bundles that I got from Amazon. Of course, I will be dropping the details in our description box. So I did go ahead and do my braid down off camera, and this is how my braid down is looking. And then we're just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to be putting 2 caps on, an HD cap, like I will be doing a wig, and then we're also going to be using our black cap. So first we're going to start with the HD cap, put that on, fit it to our head. And the glue I'm going to be using today is the Dola Hair Lace Glue. So we're just going to go ahead and put it on the section where our closure is going to be. And this is just to glue the cap down. I decided to go with the lace glue today. Normally I would just do like the melting spray or something like that, but I like to switch it up every now and then. So I'm just putting it in a section where the closure will be, and just using my rat comb to go ahead and just spread that out. So after we have that glue on, we're just going to take the black cap and we're just going to put it over our HD cap. And I'm pulling it over my ears just to make sure that everything is covered. All areas are covered because the goal is to protect our hair. I do have a big head, so I was having to really pull on these caps. And also I have a lot of hair. Well, that doesn't really matter, but I'm pulling the cap down, fitting it to my head, and then I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut my ears out as if I would be doing a ball cap for a wig. This is just to fit everything to our head and to prepare our caps for the molding process.
Don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now.
To mold the cap down, I'm going to be using this spritz. It's the Super Hold Spritz. You can get it from your beauty supply store. And I'm just going to spray this all over the cap, avoiding the middle part where the closure is going to be, because we're going to have to cut that off anyway. And when I do this, I'm making sure that I spray a good amount of the spritz because we want the cap to be fully molded and really stick and get hard and stay firm. Then I'm just going to take my blow dryer. I put it on high heat, and I probably put it on my head for about maybe like 10 minutes just to make sure that everything is dry. You'll know it's dry when the cap is hard. You don't want to feel any type of moisture or wetness. When it's hard, that's when you will know that the cap is ready. So I did go ahead and take a little white eyeliner just to mark out where I want to cut out the middle for the closure. And we're just going to go ahead and cut out our cap and shape it to our head. So I'm starting out with just cutting off all of the perimeter where I don't need all the excess cap that is in the way right now. And I did go ahead and cut it a little bit over my edges because I just wanted to protect everything. I didn't want any of my hair out at all. I do see some girlies like taking out some of their edges or some of the perimeter of their hair just to I guess disguise it or blend everything in, but either way is fine, whatever is your preference. I didn't want any of my hair out, so that's why I'm making sure that everything is covered and the cap is all over my entire head. When cutting out the middle of the cap to where the closure is going to be, you want to make sure that you have enough space so when you put the closure down it can give skin tone. So if you cut it over a little bit more, it's better than cut it more than to not cut it enough. But if you can eye 2x6 measurements, then you know, more power to you. But I can't, so I just made sure that I cut enough back and enough over on the sides just to make sure that the closure is fitting and we don't have any of the black cap on under the closure. Of course, we want everything to be uniformed and everything to look as good as possible. So that's what I'm just doing here. You can see me kind of pulling the cap back just a little bit, and sometimes if you get a little of the spritz or whatever you use to mold your cap, it's not hard to just pull a cap up a little bit just to ensure that you have enough space to where you're going to be laying that closure. Now that we have our cap molded down, I'm going to go back in with the Dola hair lace glue, and I'm just going to take my rat tail comb and smooth everything out. I did put it like right before my hairline and then a little bit on the cap. So I only did one layer of glue and it lasted a long time. The closure did not lift up, it did not slide back, but it's under your discretion how many layers of glue you want to do. I will say I think no more than 2 layers is enough. After we have the glue dry, I'm just going to go ahead and take that closure, line it up, and place it to where I want it to be. I let it go like right before my hairline, and then we're just going to take our lace band and tie it down and let that lace melt into the glue. While the lace is melting down, I am going to go ahead and finish the process of the closure. I know some people, when they do a quick weave, they call it a quick weave because everything is glue, but I did know that I wanted to reuse this closure in these bundles again, so I'm deciding to sew it down. Sewing it down is not hard. I'm just taking my needle, starting from the beginning of the closure and just looping it through. I wrap the thread around the needle about 2 or 3 times and just keep going around the closure. I will say, as you're sewing it, make sure that you are pulling the closure, the back of the closure down, and making sure that it's tight so it can lay the way you want it to lay and it's not shifting as you are sewing the closure down. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take this thread and sew it down around the whole perimeter of the closure. Sewing it down will not mess your closure up. They do have like a little thick part on the perimeter and edges of the closure for those purposes. So just take your time, hold that closure down in its perspective spot, making sure that it's not shifting, and just keep on sewing all the way around. Once the closure is all sewed down, now it's time to start laying the tracks. So I'm going to be laying my tracks from ear to ear without cutting the tracks. Again, I like to preserve my bundles. I don't like to keep cutting them up because you just get more use out of them and more wears out of the tracks. So I'm just going to be laying it around my head, going in the same direction and just adding the glue to the tracks. And I just really just feel my way all the way around, and I will show you guys how I lay the tracks without cutting them. I think it is the best method for any girly to use, just so you're not wasting your money, you're not depreciating the quality of the bundles, and you have minimal to no shedding when it comes to the hair. I will say take your time when it comes to the glue, especially if you're doing it yourself, because it may get a little bit messy. The hair glue that I'm using here is the Salon Pro hair glue. This is the only hair glue that I use when it comes to quick weaves, ponytails, or anything like that, because it's really good. It dries fast and it stays and lasts a long time, and you can get a long wear out of your quick weave. So we're just gonna go ahead, keep going from ear to ear, going around the perimeter of our hair and laying these bundles down. I am starting with the 22-inch bundles, and we're just gonna keep using the bundles throughout until our whole head is completed. As you're laying your tracks down, you want to make sure that you consistently press them in. I also like to use my blow dryer after each row. I use it on a high heating setting just to make sure that the glue is drying and the tracks are sticking and staying strong. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now, just going in with the blow dryer to make sure that the glue is getting dry, because as you keep adding, you don't want to have wet glue. So this is where I'm about to show you guys how I lay the tracks without cutting them. So once I lay the first track, I just go ahead and just put the glue on the cap, and I'm just gonna flip the track over, and you want to hold that corner down really tight as you lay the tracks to create another row. And I go in with my blow dryer right there just to make sure that the glue is drying and the tracks are setting in the glue before I move on. Pressing on that corner and making sure that that piece that you flipped over is laid down flat. If your bundles are weft good and everything like that, you won't see a bulge, you won't see anything. You just make sure that you keep pressing that corner so it lays flat. I cannot stress that enough. And I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing the same thing. Again, we're going in with that blow dryer, making sure that the glue is dry and making sure that our tracks are laying flat. I will say going around through the back of my head is a little challenge, but if you can feel your way through, then it will be a breeze for you, because that's really what I was doing. As I was laying it, I was just feeling my way through to make sure that everything is uniformed and laid where it's supposed to be, and I'm not skipping up too high or doing it on top of the track. So really just feel your way through and everything will be okay. Again, you see me constantly making sure that I am pressing the tracks in. And honestly, with these two caps, when I went to take this quick weave off, I did not have glue in my hair. It wasn't hard to take it off or anything like that. And honestly, the tracks were still glued. I was just over the hairstyle. So this is a good method for a long lasting quick weave, and you can wear it as long as you want if you follow this method. We're going in with our blow dryer again, and then I'm going to show you guys one more time how I laid the track down without cutting any of my bundles up. So again, we're going to take our glue and we're going to put it right above where the last row of tracks were laying. If you can see, I'm feeling my way through. Like I said, be careful with the glue, because as y'all can see, the glue is dripping and everything here, which is fine. It'll dry. So I did go ahead and flip that track over on top, and I'm making sure that I am pressing the tracks into the glue, pressing hard on that corner where I just flipped it over. Even though it may look doubled, it's not going to leave any bulges, and it's going to be very uniform. And yeah guys, that's just the method that I've learned to do with my quick weaves to preserve my bundles. So now I went ahead and went all around my head. I did go in with the 20 inches, the 22. I started with the 22 inches, went in with the 20 inches, and now we are on the 18-inch bundle. So in total, I probably used maybe about 2 and a little bit over a half bundles. It's honestly under your discretion how many bundles you like to use. I do like my weaves to be on the thicker side and to be full, just simply because my natural hair is already very thick and full. So when I have weaves, wigs, quick weaves, whatever the case may be, I like to mimic my hair, just simply because that's what I'm used to. So we're just doing our finishing touches here and patching up the little bit that's left over of our quick weave, making sure that we have all the cap covered. And I made sure that I didn't go over on top of the closure to glue on top of the closure, because again, we don't want any glue on our closure. So once I have everything done, we're just going to cut that last piece off. And this is all I have left of the 18-inch bundle. So as you can see, a little bit over a half of bundle. Now we're just going in and brushing everything out. I will say this hair is very thick, very full, and very soft. I give it an 8 out of 10. I do go ahead and just spray some closure on top of the bundles, and I'm just going in with my hot comb just to comb everything into place where it's supposed to be, so that everything is uniform, nothing is all bulky and looking bulging, standing up, and making sure that our roots of our quick weave is laying nice and flat. Now we are moving on to our closure and the customization of our closure. I didn't customize this closure before I put it on my head. The only thing that I did do is bleach the knots of the closure. And like I said, this hair is very full, because look at this hair on this closure. Like even the hair on the closure is really thick and a lot of hair. I am doing a middle part for this look, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the time now to part out my part. Y'all, this closure, the hair on this closure was so thick. It's giving me bird head, it's giving me helmet head right now. But we're gonna go in and we're gonna customize it, take care of it. I did pluck the part out a little bit. I'm not sure if I got that part on camera, but I did pluck the part out a little bit just so it could look, the part didn't look too thin or the hair wasn't overbearing the part or overpowering the part. I can't find the word that I want to use, but yeah. So then I went ahead, and because the closure was just so thick, I'm gonna take this lace band off because it's just been on for too long. So I am gonna go ahead and get that part together. Make sure that the part is in the middle of my head. I don't know about y'all, but for some reason I struggle with a middle part. Like, I can never get the middle part on the first try. I don't know, I just feel like it'll look straight, then when I look in the mirror it's not straight, and then I think it's straight. And then, mind you, I add that I always do my hair and stuff without my glasses, so I'm really just having faith in myself and trusting my judgment when it comes to these parts and everything. So just to make everything better so I can see better, I am going to go ahead and also hot comb the closure to lay the hairs down, because this closure is just so thick. So I'm just going to take my spritz. I like to add spritz because it's a good holding spray, and once you put that hot comb with the spritz in the hair, it really presses your hair out and lays it down and keeps it in place. So we're just going to go ahead now and do that and hot comb the closure out.
I want this to last forever. Oh yeah. Maybe I want this. Can we make this last forever? Oh yes. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Now that we have our closure all laid out, hot combed out to our liking, we're going to go ahead and cut off the excess lace on our closure. So I did leave a little bit of lace, more lace than usual on my closure, simply because, again, I like to reuse them, and I just feel like when you cut it too close, it doesn't leave room for extra customization or fitting it to your head in a different way when it comes time to lay the closure again or use the closure again. So this is just how my method of preserving my closures. So after that, I just took some spritz on top of the lace to melt it in the glue even more and uniform everything, get it all melted in so it can give scout. And as you can see, that spritz is gonna do it every time. I'm also taking my contour brush. I didn't put any extra product or anything like that. I just took my contour brush and put that makeup on top of my lace. So here I'm using some concealer to define my part, and no worries, I know you girlies are seeing that it's getting on the hair and everything like that, but we're about to fix that up in a second. So this is just carving out my part, making sure that it looks neat. And then I'm going in with my Root Touch Up little mascara spoolie stick thing, and we're just going to add that black color back over the concealer or clean up wherever we got concealer a little bit on our hair. Again, I'm just making sure that everything looks good, everything is uniform, and our part is giving. So this is the next day, and I did decide that I wanted to add some crimps in my hair. So I'm just taking my little crimper and we're just gonna add some crimps in here. I love crimps ever since I was a little girl. Like, crimps just always gives to me, it always eats. And the way this hair was just so thick and so full, I was like, oh no, we have to add some crimps in here. And yeah, y'all, overall I really do give this hair I rated an 8 out of 10. Like, pricing wise, it was good. I got it off of Amazon. The bundles were thick. I was able to wash the bundles and everything, and curling it, my crimps were able to stay in. It held a curl. When it came out the package, it didn't even have like a funny smell. It literally smelled like, I don't know, shampoo, conditioner, something. Like they literally just washed the hair and dried it before they packaged it or something. So I will be putting this hair in the description box, and I do recommend it for a quick hairstyle, a ponytail, a quick weave, a sew-in. Whatever it is that you want to do with it, I do recommend you getting these bundles. I cannot stress it enough. I always say in all of my videos that when it comes to my hair, I am a DIY girly, and I also look for the most affordable hair, affordable products, but good quality. Like, that's my number one thing. I love affordable hair, affordable products at a good price, and this was just one of those things. I think I paid for all 3 bundles and the closure. I think I paid like $69, maybe like $70 by the 70 something dollars by the time, you know, they add taxes and everything like that, which is not bad at all for the length of the hair and also the quality. So yeah guys, we're just going ahead and crimping our hair. It's coming out so cute and so pretty.
I got that rocket chain and took a trip out of space. Ever since born, cause it's not a race. Go to the Drake. What else are they gonna play? It's high and niggas won't take. Hey, I'm having my way. Said I ain't having this weight. Way I ain't having this weight. And like the third nigga I take.
And now all we have left is our finishing touches. So I am going to add some holding spray just to make sure that everything stays uniform. And also some spritz on the top of my hair. I like to do spritz at the top just to lay down all the flyaways. Make sure we don't have any flyaways, and then hit it with that hot comb one more time. And y'all, this hair is laid. Like, you don't see no flyaways. The scalp is crisp, the part is crisp, the crimps are popping, okay? Look how pretty these crimps look how thick and full this hair looks. Like, if I'm not selling you on it by now, then I don't know, sister girl. But yeah guys, this is how the hairstyle came out. So cute. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Talk to me in the comments. I will have everything in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.